We all know that iconic movie, Pretty Woman, with Julia Roberts and Richard Gere, of course. Well, Pretty Woman, the musical, brings that story to life on stage.
After its record-breaking run on Broadway, the show is now on tour and at the Hippodrome Theater in Baltimore this week. I spoke with Broadway superstar and Tony Award nominee Adam Pascal about playing the leading man. We all love the movie, right? We know the story. What is it like playing the dapper Edward?
It's so wonderful to play this character because of the people that I get to work with and my fellow cast members, and and the relationship that Olivia Valli, who plays Vivian Ward, that she and I have been able to forge, putting this show up and mounting this tour. And so it's been some of the most fun times on stage I've ever had, and it's such a crowd pleaser. And so nothing feels better than to hear the laughter and the joy coming from a live audience.
And you've spent plenty of time on a Broadway stage. Do you prefer being still on Broadway or do you prefer the touring?
They both have their advantages, so I wouldn't say I necessarily prefer one over the other. The one thing I'll say about Broadway is that it allows you to set up a life, a traditional life, in where you're living in one place, as opposed to going 2 weeks around the country, which is a lot of fun, but it's a different kind of life. So I'm enjoying this now while I'm doing it, and I will enjoy it when it's over and I'm not doing it.
Understandable, completely understandable. I mean, you've got two kids, almost grown kids, really, right?
I have a 20-year-old and an 18-year-old, yeah. So one's in college, one's going to college, so yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Somewhere.
Got to pay for that college. Got to pay for that education. You've had such success on Broadway and in musical theater, but that's not where you really thought you were going to start off, right, for your career?
That's correct. I started off playing in rock bands in New York City, and up until my early 20s, and then this musical theater thing sort of fell into my lap in a very bizarre way. So no, that wasn't I wanted to be Bono, or Bon Jovi, or so but this was the path I think that I was meant to go down.
Well, and it's incredible to think your first Broadway show was Rent, which now you look at it and you're like, wow, that's incredible. But I know when it debuted, it was so unique and something different. And all these years later, it is still resonating with people. What do you think it is about the show? It's my favorite. I've probably seen it, 10, 15 times. What do you think it is about Rent?
I think it's just, it's the alchemy between the music and the subject matter and the characters. It's that perfect alchemy of all of those things that when a creator, especially like an individual creator like Jonathan was, he wrote the book, he wrote the lyrics, he wrote the music, he wrote everything. And he was like, it was just purely, from the depths of his heart and his mind and his soul, and it connects, and you never know how and why something connects on that level. We can speculate, we can, everyone has opinions of why this, why, but it's an intangible thing to say why something, again, all of these years later, these songs, this subject matter, this story, these characters still continue to resonate. It's just, again, it's all of that, and then it's that intangible thing that's unexplainable,
Pretty Woman, the musical, is playing now through April 10th at the Hippodrome. Adam, of course, originated the role of Roger in Rent.
Right.
And then
he's like a rock star.
Yeah.
So
it was perfect. And here he's one of my favorites. So, of course, and he is fabulous in Pretty Woman. And hearing him sing, I'm like, there's Roger.
Yeah.
It's like you hear that rock voice of his.
He looks so different. I can't get past it. I'm like, yeah, and his kids are so grown.
He's all grown up now.
Yeah,
and then I will say Olivia Valli, who plays Vivian, is Frankie Valli from Four Seasons, his granddaughter. So amazing show. I hope you get to go see it. Adam, thank you for taking the time with me.